Hello world, PDR coming at you here with I think it's a 2017 or a 16 F250. Really nice truck with a large dent. Now this thing actually had something scraped down the side of it. We're focused mainly on right here. I might do a couple of glue pulls on this one at the end. But yeah, this is a large and in charge dent. I gained access by just taking out 1, 2, 3, 4 of those little screws. Pulled this mat down a little bit. And I've got it, I wouldn't say nice and warm, 115, 116 right now. I'm gonna get it a little bit warmer. And I might even try to do the common sense thing a little bit on this right from the start. Let me just put my whole hand in here and just kind of feel how hot it is. I got my thumb right up here and I'm just kind of knuckling it a little bit. Okay, so I moved some metal. There's some browse there. It is nice and warm. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. And I think what I want to do is just grab my nice little R34 tip and look right into this dent and basically give it some real nice pushes to kind of, I'm going to come from this side actually and just bring it all the way in. And I'm almost following that scratch mark because that's where the impact was made. I'm kind of right there on it, and I don't want to wrinkle it like that, but I do want to get that meat out, as we call it. So at this point in the video is when I say I sure do appreciate everybody that clicks on this video. I really do. If you guys don't mind hitting that subscribe button, welcome to the family. Yeah, this is a large dent, guys. This is a large collision style dent, but we're gonna do our best to get it to that 90 to 95% mark. Customer's well aware that it's not going to be 100%, and with the little scratches and stuff on the paint, I'm not planning on doing any wet sand and polishing. I'm just going to do polishing by hand, like is my norm. If somebody wants to take it to a professional detailer and they want to do that professional wet sand and polish over the whole side of where this scuff mark was, they can do that. My thing is just the dents. And now I want to change my angle a little bit. Kind of like that. I'm working right around here. And I don't really have a fulcrum. I'm using the back of, or my hand. I'm just holding onto the tool and kind of pushing off my hand. So not a lot of pressure, but we're getting the majority of that dent out. And this one will take some time, guys. I know it looked like a lot of it came out real quick, but it's gonna take a lot of time to finish this one off. A little bit of brow, not a lot of time, a little bit of brow there, and then work this area, get myself some crossed angles. Let's check this out. Let's go put the board way out. See how hot we are. We're nice and warm with that low setting. Oh, by the way, guys, this is the Get a Grip arm. They call it the Strong Arm XL. This one, and we've got the Get a Grip or umbrella above us. So let's take a look at what we see here. Yeah, this strong arm works great. Holds super nice. And I will mention this, guys. This is not, what do you call it? Sponsored video. But I will say that the guy, Matt, that sells these is having a sale just until the end of the summer. So if you do want 20% off, it's not through me or anything. You can't say, PDR told me. It has nothing to do with me. But he is offering them 20% off for the next, I think, rest of the summer. So super nice tools so far. It's not raining on me. It's not raining outside, but I just put it up in case it does start raining, or in case the sun breaks through the clouds and gets super sunny on me. So what I'm going to do, guys, is it's kind of tough for me to get a good angle on this. There we go. I'm going to do some taps, take some of these brows down, and I don't know if we're going to super speed the rest of this. And I still, oh, excuse me, I still see a little line right there. It needs a little bit more buffing also, but I don't know if we'll super speed the rest of this one, but I know that we will come back and show you the end result when we get all buttoned up and this thing all put back together. But we might do a little super speed and have you guys stay in it through the middle. Okay guys, we're back. We're doing some finish work here. We probably had some speedy footage. This one is definitely a bear. This was a lot of dent. It was a big struggle. Oh, I'm sorry. And so yeah, I've got the heat gun on it on the slow setting. This Strong Arm XL is beautiful. It works great. I can just move it around if I want, just really slightly, and have it, you know, tightened up to the point that it doesn't move anymore. And that is a neat thing. The umbrella's been handy today. Not like I've needed it, but I think I'm gonna put it up just like I do with the heat gun on every job. Why not? And so basically what we've got is we got this line recreated, and then I've got a couple little high spots through the middle here. I'm still trying to basically even them out with my pushes using that same soft tip. I did use Bertha for a while, but I've been actually doing the finish work with this thing. So now I think I've got about, you know, a good 15 or 20 little pushes to make. Come up through this line, straighten it out a little bit. And this customer's well aware that it's not going to be 100%, but I think it is pretty darn good for what we're looking at. Let me look at it through a different angle. Yeah, I can still come up here and work this last little line right here just a bit. I'm going to make sure this is really tight. I do need to get those little plastic or rubber O-rings that you put around that thing to secure it. And if you see while I'm doing it, I'm kind of putting the tool in there, finding it with my finger right behind the metal, and then I'm actually using my knee to make the push, kneeing into my tool, and I'm coming down this line, and it just gives me a little bit more leverage, so I don't work my arm out. And I think we're tightening this up pretty nice. Let's start putting it back together. Let's take a look at it without any light. Turn the lighter off, turn the heater off, and then I can just go like that to get it out of the way. Tighten it back up. Yeah, that scuff is always going to be there. And I've told him, yeah, you could get it professionally wet sanded and polished, but we even got some of this line out. Let's give it one more little quick polish just to see if any more of that stuff will come out, because it's flat now. A lot of the times when you have a dent and you try to polish it, I'm sure that somebody looked at this video and saw me working on it while it still had that scuff, and you're like, why is he working on it with a scuff on it? Well, you got to get it flat before you can buff it, because that scuff is dented. It's kind of tough to dig in there with your rag to those little things. What is that? Is that just a little chip in the paint? Probably. This is a work truck. It's a nice work truck, but it is a work truck. So we're just doing our best to kind of band-aid this situation. And I think this looks pretty good. I'm going to start putting it together. And the way I took this apart and put it together was pretty nice and easy. Wifey's got the 4 bolts right here. I basically just folded it behind this edge here and pulled it out. It's kind of tough, but here we go. And this is a just in case anybody's wondering what it is a, what, I don't know, 5/32, I think. I don't know. I know it's an American. It's not a millimeter socket. It's not a specific millimeter, so it is I think it's 5/32. It's a little tiny guy. And I'll just find my first one. This one will fit just fine. Bam. And so we will say a couple things. I sure want to say thanks to all the new subs. We really appreciate you. If you haven't hit that sub button, make sure you do. You can always click that notification bell, and then you'll be notified every time we go live or make a new video. We actually haven't gone live yet. Thinking about it, thinking about maybe doing a live stream when I have a long dent like this to do. That would be a couple of hours. And I did spend a couple hours on this one, guys. I would probably say front to back about 2.5 hours on this one. Not an easy dent at all by any means. And you know, the outcome came out all right. The scuff is always going to bug me, but that's just kind of something, you know. And I know there's a lot of people that do the wet sand and polish, and I've never personally ruined a car by doing that, but having that big 3000 RPM machine, it gets dicey. You know, it tears off emblems, and you can actually have some serious accidents with them if you cut that cord, wrap it around that thing, and it can actually break your arm. I've heard some nasty stories about those things, and it's not that I'm scared of it or anything, it's just not my service. I do the dents, and I think professional detail shops charge quite a bit to do a wet sand and polish. I don't know if just on one little tiny area if they'll even do it, but I know on a whole entire car they charge quite a bit. And for those picky people that like their paint looking really flat, so that's the last one. Let me just adjust this one in by hand, and then get this little guy on there. Zip them all up real nice. I thought we'd keep you in for the replacement. There's an R&R aspect to this business, guys. It's called removal and replacement. A lot of the times you gotta take off an inner liner, maybe a door panel, maybe the back piece of a deck lid, you know, any of those plastic inner pieces, little things that you gotta take off and put back together. You just gotta always remember where you put everything and try to keep it in a uniform fashion. Like anytime a customer always gives me their keys, if I'm on somewhere that's really secure, I'll put them right here, right on the front windshield wiper. And if I'm not, I'll put them in my bag in a specific pocket that's only for customers' keys. So on that note, guys, let's just pop this thing off. I'll show you how to do this. It has 2 little nubs, one on each side, and when you put this thing on, you got to punch it like 10 or 15 times. Okay, so then you pull that off, super secure. We can go boom, 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 and just kind of loosen them up so they movey-woovy a little bit, like that. And then when you want it to get to where you want, bam, 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 bam. And I'm thinking I'm gonna go like this. I'm thinking I'm gonna go like that, and then just wrap the cord like so, as long as it's not still hot, which it's not. So bam, that ended up looking all right. Let's take a quick look at it. It's not perfect. It's got some waves to it. It's got a little Little tug right there in the middle. I might even, off camera, I might even spend some time on that. But other than that, I will probably just give it a little quick wipe ski and look at it and say the thing. Oh yeah, other than that, look at that thing. That thing's awesome. Haven't needed it yet, but if it starts raining, I won't be worried at all. So yeah, I'll just say the thing, guys. This has been PDR, and I'm out. Peace.